Well, hello everyone, I'm Yeti from BU4U Gaming, and today we are back in Mercury Fallen, and well, I'm having so much fun with this game, guys. So once I start recording, I just can't stop. So this is like the third video in a row, I think. But that's just how it is. It's always a good thing when you're having fun with a game, right? So I have been just giving everybody, I haven't done everything yet, but you can see most people now have equipment, and some of them have actually looked at this 10, 9, 10, really nice. We might want to get a better muscle, a better back brace at some point. I'm not sure if the upgrade is called a back brace, but it's going to be a while until we can make one. But once we can make one, or make the better ones, we're just going to switch out the ones where we can make people better. You can see 10, 10, and then we could definitely give you some better shoes at some point. But I have just kind of been adding a little bit here. Whenever I could see they're missing something, you could use a couple of shoes. You could use a back brace, so let's do that. And what else do we have left? And I think we had one of these, just kind of gradually doing it a little bit. I could tell them to craft a whole bunch more at a time, but I don't really want to do that because we don't need it. You can see very soon I have filled out everything here, and then it's just every time I get a new clone, they are gonna need a set. And as I said, we're gonna get upgrades, so eventually we're not going to need any more of these types. Then we're going to want to have the upgrader, right? So I don't really want them just lying around, a whole bunch of it. And you can see my robots here have gotten some stuff too. I made an extra robot because I'm thinking about sending one out with the I actually want to get into a habit of like putting smarts in above, because it makes it a little easier to see what they are missing if I want to upgrade something, so they are in the same order as down here. So you have smarts, you have muscles, and then you have kind of athletics. I think I have to just start doing that, so it's a little bit easier to find the one you want to switch around. But of course here it's easy to see this is shoes, this is smarts. But yeah, anyway, but now I have an extra robot, which right now is just kind of doing standard things. You actually ended up having exactly the same setup as this one, but that's fine because I'm considering sending one of these out with an expedition team. And there's something to consider. I've only done, as I mentioned, I've done very little of the expedition stuff, so this is also a learning process for me. I'm knocking stuff over on my table. But yeah, this is definitely a learning expedition for me when I'm sending stuff out on the surface. But as far as I remember from what little I have done, their skills are gonna matter. So I'm gonna have to consider if I want to use some of my original crew who has better skills and send them out on expeditions. But if I remember correctly, there is a risk of losing them. I don't remember, but exactly the details of it, or if you can kind of, or it's just they're gonna have to need a rest or something if they get hurt. But I think if it isn't already, then eventually there's gonna be some dangers out there where you can risk losing your expedition crew, and then you have to consider if it's worth it to send someone out who has like the max skills and everything. But of course it might also increase their chance of survival. So but first of all, we are just gonna try and send someone out and see if we can figure out how it all works. So we got a new clone. Let's see if we can find you. We're gradually having so many. It is getting a little bit tricky. I should probably start thinking about some kind of system and naming them. But of course, for now I just need to find whoever doesn't have any gear. She was the last one I got, and now we got this one. You are not really that clever at all, but I think we're just gonna make you into an extra engineer, because it's always nice to have one of those, and we probably want to send someone out who has those skills. And then I am thinking, what else do I want you to do? Maybe you can do some building as well, help out with some botanist. But we're not getting someone with very great skills, that's for sure. So you need a back brace, you need some shoes, and then we have a helmet, which, oh, you need a helmet, so let's give that there. See, that's what I meant here. It's just easy to look at the top slot. That's why I want to start putting them at the top like I've done with some of them here. But anyway, there we go. I keep wanting to close it with escape. But I also noticed something else, because I have been mining out a huge area over here. And something has definitely changed, or it is just, random that it happened. But in my previous games, it was always the best technique, at least for me, to build or dig out these like long tunnels, find the open areas, and that's where you had a really good chance of finding pots and stuff. But now they seem to pretty much all be inside dirt, or at least I've just had a higher chance of finding them inside dirt or something. I don't know, but we are getting some new people here, so that is great. I even found a robot as well. Let's open you up. There we go. We're getting some free resources here. We found a whole bunch of boxes. There we go. Let's just... Oh, come on. Open you up. Which, of course, now is just going to give us basic resources of different kinds and even a little bit of food there, because we already found all the logs and everything. I felt like I saw one down there, but no. Okay, so we opened you. Let's deconstruct it. Deconstruct this. Oh, there was another one right there. Okay, cool. And then we found a little robot over here. Look at that. You can so easily overlook it, but there is one right here. So we got an extra robot. Let's activate you. And open canister. Cool. Nice. And yeah, I just have a whole bunch more stuff assigned for them to mine. We have another box right there. Let's just open you. Man, we found so many things. There we go. So going forward, I would probably, if I was starting a new game, I would probably, apart from going for specific resources, or if I want to find areas where there's buildings you can deconstruct for some quick structure resin, then apart from that, I would probably just start from outside the base and just mine away from it, because you need so many resources, and then there's a chance that you might actually find something inside these areas, right? So we're just gonna assign all of this, and then they can work on that. Okay, so then I also, let's go up here. I made an extra vehicle. Oh, where's the planet map? Oh, here we go. Yes, I made a research transport. We don't really have use for it right now, but then we have it. We already have a rover for an expedition, and we did make a couple of discoveries. So we made another one. We got a wheat thorn, a strange and pointy grain plant that can be processed to make flour. Awesome. Then, of course, we had the chaparral, an area consisting of various shrub-like plants and sparse grass. And then I was thinking, well, last time I was doing this manually, kind of sending my little doge here around, and the reason I was doing that was that originally, when this was first added, this first surface map, it has been changed a few times. We have a different UI now and everything, and we can do more stuff. Now we can actually build some stuff up here. But in the beginning, all you could do was pretty much get above the surface, and then you can send, there was a couple of different vehicles you could send out, and then you could do some mining, and those vehicles had to drive back and drop off that stuff, and you could of course scan the areas, but there was no way of seeing, once you had scanned everything, there was no, you would have to go around manually and see, okay, this one has this much sand and this much mineral compound, this one has this much, and you know, kind of manually try and find areas, and that's why I kind of like to do it manually. But I just noticed after ending the last video, there's actually this display mode. So you have the normal view, then you have discovered biome. So this is what we have discovered, and these are not. So we have discovered everything here. There's also scan coverage, which was one thing I was wondering, because you can turn this little doge into a scanning tower, so we can put it out here. I guess the scanner you have inside the little comm station, maybe it can only scan this, or maybe it probably connects up to all these scanning towers, right? So that's why you want to make these into scanning towers, and then you can cover these areas. So we can see we probably have the same range as this pretty much. So we would have to place it over here to cover this area, and then eventually you could cover the entire map if you wanted to. You just have to think about if that little tile is one you're gonna want to mine on. And then, of course, you can see temperature, you can see moisture, you can see elevation. I assume at some point this is gonna matter more. These things, there might be some things that is gonna be where it's gonna be relevant in the future. And then there's this one, resources, which is really, really nice. You can see this one has, it's looking for anthracite at the moment. So this one has 0 anthracite. This one has a little bit, 13%. This one, of course, has a lot, which we noticed last time. It has 58.9%. So now it's kind of cool if you send out our little machine here and just tell it to go and explore on its own. Because you can just go here and then say, okay, I would like to mine some root tiles. So where can I find that? And right now we haven't found any places that has it, but this is really nice. Oh, I didn't even know this was added, that we could do this. Now I don't know, it was probably added already in the last or the previous update. I'm not quite sure. But see, azurite, this is a really nice place for azurite. So we're definitely gonna make use of that when we get into all this mining. But we are gonna need to have some more research and stuff done before we can do that. We can't make mining vehicles yet. This little guy used to also be able to mine, but he can't actually anymore. He can auto explore, of course, which I'm gonna send him out doing. So now he's just gonna go around and do that. And then we can convert it into a radar tower. So I think we're gonna build some more of these. Let's go in here. I don't want to go too crazy with it. We can deconstruct them though, but let's make another one. Because there's other vehicles we can make once we have a chance to actually explore and find the things we need to make those. But look at that. Now you are just gonna go around and do stuff yourself. So we have more grassland. Chaparral, haven't really found any new biomes yet, but it's just gonna do that. That is so fancy. Look at that. Oh yes, and another little detail, guys, which I really, really like, is that if you go here and look at this little map table here, it changes. So eventually when we end up over here, you'll be able to see how much of the map you have actually cleared by looking at this. So you can actually check it while you are down here, and you can see how far your vehicles have made it around the area. And yeah, we still can't scan for anything. So we're gonna have to send some people out on expeditions, and we didn't actually check out these new people we got. So let's see, they should have some other ages, right? Because we just dug them out. They are not clones, so I think it's these two guys. Yeah, they don't really have any skills. So Last Picard, 572. Oh, you look really nice. 776, I think. I don't know exactly what would be good for, but I think we're gonna give you engineering skill. And I have no idea. We're gonna have to find this out, guys. I don't know what would be good for someone who's gonna go on expeditions, but I think this is what we're gonna do. And then I think we're gonna give you a name, so it's fine that you're... Oh, my map is moving in the background. So we're gonna call you Grognard. And then I think, just to remind myself who I want to send off whenever they come back, because sometimes they're gonna be back at the base, of course, I'm just gonna add that. And then, of course, we're gonna want to give you some equipment before you head out. So there we go. And then I think we're gonna use you too to do these. Of course, not the equipment, but there we're gonna get some new equipment soon. So you, I think... Yeah, you're a doctor, so what are we gonna make you? I have no idea what it would be good. But eventually we are gonna need a biologist, so I think let's just turn you into that for now, and then you can do... Maybe you can do some repairs. It doesn't really matter at this point. We're just gonna try and send them out and then find out what is actually gonna be relevant for us. So Lars here is also gonna be an expeditionist. There we go, or whatever you call it. And then we had a new robot. Oh wow, we can barely scroll down here. There we go. And that is probably you, because it has to be one that has an age, right? Because that was the one that was deactivated and just sitting there waiting for me to finally find it. So I think, but you're not actually very good at anything. So, and even if we give you some equipment, you're not gonna be particularly great. Let's see, smarts, and then this one for the muscles, and then we're gonna give you this. That's gonna help a little bit. And then I think we're gonna want you, well, let's just make you do that first of all, foremost. Then you're gonna be mining, and then you are gonna be hauling. But for right now, I think we're just gonna try and send you out. And oh, come on, there we go, nice. And yep, and put this in here, say expedition. There we go. So now we have 3 and they have a name. And then we go to the planet map. Did everyone get their equipment? That's the important part here. So let's see. Expedition, Lars, you haven't gotten anything yet, but you can now. See, someone is, we have so many engineers now, so they are being pretty quick at getting these things crafted for us. So now you are gonna get your stuff, you have your stuff, and my little robot has everything. All my robots have extra gear. Awesome. Just have to wait for these guys to actually get there. There we go. They have to go back and pick it up in storage. You got your helmet. Waiting for install. Come on, guys. Okay, you have everything you need. Why is it taking so long for you to install this? Let's see. Inventory empty. Capacity 0 out of 85. Doesn't say what you're doing. Oh, you're sleeping. That's why you're not doing anything. Okay. Speed this up a bit. And 63%. Then we get another clone. We have 16 people now. Are we still doing okay? Yes, we have. I increased this, so we now make up to 200 cooked potatoes until we can get some other food to make. There we go. And did you get all your stuff now? Yes, you did. Okay. So let's figure this out. Oh, look at this. Wow. Our little machine here has been really busy. Oh, you're doing a great job. So, did you do some scanning? You should have done some scanning. So, we have found 28%. We have now also found shrubland, a dry and dusty environment containing only small flora. We found blue meadows, small rolling hills covered in a bluegrass-like plant. While there is some diversity in flora, the bluegrass is the predominant species. And we found fungal forest. Several different types of fungi grow in this region, including large fungal stalks growing to over 20 feet in height. The outer skin of the larger specimen has a thick bark-like exterior which serves to protect the fungi and support its massive size. The lack of seasonal transitions allows for extended growth of this fungus, which results in its size. Okay, cool. Checked out all of those. Why are you still orange? I think the orange is supposed to just indicate there's something new, but I think it's because we're learning something new while I'm actually looking at this. So arrowhead fungus, a large blue-capped edible fungus. We also have this on the ground. And then we probably have to close this down, go to discoveries, and yes, we got some other ones, but for now, let's go back here. Wow, it's gonna be so much faster to explore the map this way. So we also I made an extra one, right? So let's go here and let's make sure to improve your movement speed and give you a scanner. Something like that. And then I think we're gonna go over here. Oh, well, I have to wait for you to actually do something. So come on, little guy. Okay, but while we do that, let's go into expeditions and see here. Here's where it helps. I think if we click on them, then they get added. Let's say cancel expeditions. So that's why I also wanted them to have the names, because otherwise I have to remember the name here. So I kind of wanted to add it in here so I can see which ones I intended on sending off. So that's 2, and then this little robot. So 3 passengers, estimated food supplies 0 days. So we need to send some food with you. Let's see, 1. How many do we need? We're gonna need... Okay, so we need 14 for 1 day. Let's send off some more stuff. That's 3 days. Okay, they can carry... how much can you carry? 55. Health. Okay, cargo space 50. So we have to go down to 50. There we go. That's how much they can carry. Right, so 3.6 days is what we can have with us. I don't know why it lets me go up even higher than that. Okay, I can see how much we can carry, but they can, or how many days it gives, but we can actually only carry 50. So let's give them 50. And then we can see how fast they move. We could choose to send them out with a rover though, since we have one. Then we can carry even more. Look at that. So let's put this to 80. And then we can move even faster, which is really, really cool. Oh, then it removed the people though. So let's add them back again. Where did you go? Grognak and Alas. Ha! So, have the food, have a rover, and back. Ew. Okay, so now we're waiting for supplies. So let's check out our little doge here. You got your stuff, so let's embark you. And then I was thinking we should try to, if we go back to the map, here we go to scan coverage. And then we have to go, it's a little bit hard to see though, but there we go. Oh, it's still active. That's really nice. It's still active, so we can actually see. You're set to auto explore. Then we have you. I'm kind of thinking, because this is just grassland, it's nice for anthracite. Well, actually this one is nice for anthracite. Oh, so I don't want to do it right there. But something like this, right? So 1, 2, 3 out. Well, maybe we should go for the diagonal. So it kind of matches, or maybe we should do it here. But then it's a little harder to see, but it's still like 3 out. So 1, 2, 3. And then here, then we should kind of cover this area, right? More or less. This one doesn't have, well, it has hematite, but not a lot of anthracite. So I think we're going to try and send you over here. And then we're going to try to see if we can do the radar tower thing. Okay, so... did I send out my expedition? Ready to go. Okay, let's click on you. Investigate a point of interest in the active tile. Dock at a facility. No, but I do want you to go somewhere. First of all, let's try and investigate the flora over here. So let's send you over there. And then we're gonna check out you. And we are gonna try to... no, not auto... okay, convert to radar tower. Let's try and do that. Yes. Maybe you probably want to not give them equipment if that's gonna be the plan, because then you kind of waste that equipment. If you're not gonna go out and do a lot of other stuff, it might be better to not give them anything. But anyway, just a little detail. There we go, because now we lose that equipment and we didn't actually really need it. But yeah, that's just a little detail I just thought about now. So now that should... now we have that, so shouldn't our scan coverage be different? Let's go back here. Ah, there we go. Oh, it doesn't even reach that far. Okay. Can we change that? Oh man, I have a kitty that is scratching in a cat tree next to me. I am not sure. Well, there are see, there's a whole bunch of vehicles here. There's all this stuff. I don't know if the scan... I don't think the scan... there's one of these that increases your scan, like here, improves scanner, but I don't think that has anything to do with this. I think it only matters with the area that it scans when it goes out like this. But it might actually be, because then it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So maybe if we use one that has a better scanner, it will also cover a bigger area. Ooh, we're gonna have to try that later. But it was just kind of to test it out. So can I... Oh, and see? It's just a funny little detail, but I really like this. It is so cool. Yeah, unable to scan because there's already too many. Cool. So now we have this little dude here. Passenger list. Investigate a point of interest in the active tile. Among the various small bushes and scraggly plants, the team discovers an interesting specimen. A strange plant in a deep purple hue, with a hard outer shell, that appears to be a type of grass. Cracking open the outer shell reveals grain seeds that could be cultivated. Further study will be required, but we may be able to farm this plant in the facility. And then we get 10 biosamples, which of course is what we need to unlock biological research projects. But I think we need like 50 or something before we can do anything. But now we got that, and then of course the point is gone. So let's take you, and then I think we're gonna try and see what this is over here. Here we go. And we are down to 78. It makes a huge difference though that I kind of send them out. I could have sent some out much sooner, so of course it makes a big difference. I already have a rover and stuff. Otherwise you have to do it on foot. You can't carry as much food and it takes longer. So let's see. Investigate. The expedition party has arrived at the entrance to a cave. Okay, and a cave. The expedition party enters the cold, wet darkness of the cave. There is a steep drop a short way in, but the gleam from the wrist lights glints off an object at the bottom. Ew. Okay, so this sounds too risky. Leave, or you can send someone down to check it out. So let's try that. The object can't be made out clearly. Who should be sent down to investigate? Okay, so you can send down the worker. Then you have a less than 1%, it says, but success 5%, 25% from health, 0 from, well, nothing from stress, but it's not stress, so there's no minus from that. And then you have, well, minus 20% from athletics, so it's not very athletic, but that makes sense. It's a worker. Grognak has plus 25 from health, and no, he's not stressed, but he also gets 0% from athletics. Then we have Lars, and he has minus 20% from athletics. I think I have to start writing down what skills they have, because right now it's really hard to compare because I don't know what their skills are. I can't see it in here, right? But we're gonna try and send down Grognak. While scaling the precarious rocks, Grognak slips and falls to the hard rock below, injuring their ankle in the process. Grognak hobbles over to the shiny object. As they reach out to acquire the object, they knock it over. The object bounces away into the darkness. It is heard clinking its way into a further, even more inaccessible drop. Okay, so he received a sprained ankle, which is gonna affect well, minus 15%, and he took 10 ailment in damage. Okay. As Grognak shines the light around the lower cave chamber, they notice that there is a side passage that leads back up to the expedition team. Okay, so now we can't actually go further, so hobble back to the expedition team and leave. So we didn't really get anything out of that, except that we kind of hurt our little person here. Where can I see who we have? Grognak. Oh, there we go. Now we can see it. So you're smart. You have muscles 9. You had athletics 8, which is interesting that this didn't actually give us any plus, did it? It's at 0% even though he has athletics 8, which is kind of interesting. He did get something from health though. Then of course Lars has athletics 4. So that was not good enough. So you can see it is kind of important to send someone off who is really, really good, who has some high skills here. So that would be something to, or some high stats. So that could be something to consider if I want to send off my original team and let them do some of this stuff, and then let everybody else kind of skill up and take care of the base. That is something we're gonna have to consider. So needs, okay, hunger while you're eating. We can see a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, what if we look at you? You heal up already. Okay, health 90% because he has a strained angle. Can I see how that is gonna... Oh, current minus 15%. Okay, it expires in 10 hours. Which shouldn't take too long. That's probably, what, 10 minutes or something. But still, he's at 90%, so hopefully it will be fine. Let's try to just quickly... Oh, no, I didn't want to duck you. I wanted to move two. Oh, we have one right next to. So let's just try and take it out. And investigate. Has arrived at the entrance to a cave again. And it is the same text again. Now we can send someone down to check it out. And of course now we only have 20.5% chance. Says actually the exact same way that he slips and falls. And then he can go back out. Okay, so we didn't get much out of that, but I wonder what you actually need, because he has pretty high skills or stats. Like, what was he at? Like 989 or something like that. Of course, we can get him to 10, but I feel like it is really punishing, because he has pretty high stats. You would expect him to at least perform decently, right, with those stats, but apparently not. So anyway, we tried a little bit. We got a whole bunch. Look at all this stuff. So we're gonna look around some more next time and see if we can do some more of those expeditions. So thank you for watching, and as always, do take care and happy gaming. Wow, look at how far my little doge got, and it's still moving. Awesome. So see you next time.